Hello everyone. Working from home during this COVID-19 lockdown has brought up enjoyable moments with the nature. Setting up my working table facing the garden has given many insights to garden animals, birds and reptiles. We witnessed 3 different bird nest stories, saw a never seen bird taking a bath, and in 3 occasions gave back this silly baby squirrel to its mother after it fell into our house. All encounters seems good except the following one. It was around noon on 22nd of May. I was working from my table and heard this continued tweeting sound of our white mouth, the now grown up red-vented bulbul bird from our garden. He makes this kind of sudden SOS sound when he spots the usual garden rat snake or the neighbor's black-nosed nasty cat. But he calms himself once these 2 creatures go away. But this time the sound was a bit different and for a long time. So I went to his spot to check what's happening. To my surprise, I saw a spotted wild pigeon hanging from a tree branch, and our white mouth, the bulbul bird, was making this continued sound as if he saw something unusual or maybe calling someone to help the entangled poor pigeon. The pigeon had caught itself in a knot of cotton thread, and the entangled thread had jammed to the tree branch. My initial attempt provided the rescue is not so easy. At this time, I also saw the pigeon's partner was watching all this from another branch of the same tree with a sober face. The situation was more serious than I expected. I realized the bird's pathetic situation and used a cloth to cover it so that it will feel less stress during its rescue. After I removed the pigeon from the tree branch, I had a closer look at the pigeon's entangled leg, and it revealed a far more disturbing picture. It seemed the thread was from a trap, and the knot was so hard on the pigeon and it was so tight and made the pigeon's leg cut off by the ankle. The separated limb with 3 toes was hanging from one end of the thread and rotting for a few days. Realizing the bird's condition, we first fed some water to the bird. I then removed the entangled thread from the pigeon's right leg using a scissor and put some medicine to the wounded leg. The wound looked cured to some extent, and the bird also seemed not so bad and been already gone through the worst condition. Since the bird was in better spirit, I wanted to let the bird go free and kept him on a branch to see if it could hold its balance. It first fell to the ground, and while I tried to grab it and help again, it took a deep breath and flew through the shrub to a close-by coconut tree. We could not see it thereafter. My first feeling of this incident was the anger towards humans who could do such cruel things to these poor wild birds. But when pondering over the current COVID-19 lockdown and the related matters, brought me a different thinking. The lockdown has negatively affected people in many ways. Some of the underprivileged families who live around my house have lost their daily income and short of food supplies due to this lockdown. Maybe someone from these families sought to catch these wild birds and to replenish their protein intake instead of their regular fish or chicken, which these items became short and expensive. I agreed to myself, during these pandemic days, human lives are much more important than wild pigeon. These mixed perspectives did not allow me to jump to a conclusion, other than feeling sad for that poor pigeon. Anyway, it's now more than a month after this event, and I am still looking for this pigeon in our garden, hoping that it got cured well and joined with its partner. We continue to feed these kind of pigeons in other birds in our garden, but I'm still looking for this one pigeon. I'm almost lost hope in seeing this bird again, but every time I see a similar pigeon in our garden, I couldn't stop myself counting its toes.